We talk about social justice.
Community-based organization yetu ambayo iko mashinani bondeni. Sisi na kazi kama yetu ni kama timu nyingine amesema.
Tunadili na mambo ya mental wellness kwa meant as Yawi. But when you are shortlist, we were shortlisted to 14 consortiums. So there is Yawi, which Yawi represent Yawi and Waira. There is Uradika, I think you've heard of Uradika.
Kwa majina ni Hana Irimu Kimani. Watu wameshikana ili wafikie mama mwenye ako mashinani na pia mtoto, kwa sababu kama sasa wakati COVID-19 ilikuja tumekuwa na shida sana, kwa sababu wamama asubukia kwenye niko mimi, mambo hii ya wasichana wakati walitoka shule, mambo na COVID-19 wakati ilikuja, kumekuwa na mambo mengi, kwa sababu tumekuwa na underage marriages na pia tumekuwa na early pregnancy. So hiyo mambo imetutisha sana, kwa sababu hata kama jana nilikuwa na wasichana wawili, mmoja ni class 8 na mwingine ni class 6, na kitu cha kushangaza sana, mmoja mimba ni ya anko yake. So hiyo kitu imetuweka wasiwasi, na kwa sababu pale mashinani shida ni finance na kufikia hawa watu. Agakani na USAID watatusaidia sana kufikia hawa watu, na tushirikiane ili tufanye kazi pamoja, kwa sababu mashinani kuna shida, na shida yenye iko Nakuru town sio shida yenye iko mashinani kwetu Subukia. So ni vizuri waingie mashinani. Kama sasa wenye wanadhulumiwa na familia zao, ningeomba our county government watusaidie na watupatie rescue centers, kwa sababu kama sasa wao watoto wakipata hiyo mambo watungwe mimba na familia zao, maanko, mababa zao, mabrother zao, wao wakipata mahali ya kupotelea.
My name is Elvis Emitati. I'm currently sitting chairman of Nakuru Cultural Creative Industry. Me as a representative of Nakuru Cultural Creative Industry, I see this as a brilliant idea, and taking this information to the people, to my representatives and the other creatives and within the culture, I know this organization. I mean, once I become part of this partnership, one of the greatest things that I've learned is it will be easy to access grants. Also, it's also a very beautiful platform where we'll network with other organizations. There'll be an easy formation of information. I believe all those resources from the donors are going to trickle to the grassroots. And coming from the creative and creative culture, we have serious challenges accessing tools that will assist us in the creative space. For example, accessing tools for creation of sound music, creation of film, creation of plays, and creation of content that can be used to empower. It becomes a challenge to us. So we know when we get into a better position and a better platform, we'll be able to access grants and also access funds. And also when we access these funds, we'll be in a better position also to access these tools that most creatives lack. Some of them just lack simple tools like a guitar, a drum kit, and also create jobs for the creatives. Also, creatives are going to be empowered through knowledge. Creatives are also going to be empowered through the networkings. They can use the same music tool to communicate back to the society. For example, like in this time of corona crisis, artists were heavily used just to communicate on the safety measures to take within the entire process of the COVID epidemic. Also, when we look at the violence and the gender-based violence and all these things, artists can also be used to communicate. I believe we will be the most instrumental people in communicating to the society and to the public using the tools that we have. Be it plays, be it films, be it music, we'll all use these tools just to communicate back and educate the society on the right matters that needs to be appreciated by the society.
My name is Fidelis Wambui Karanja. I'm the Executive Director of Young African Women Initiative. survivors of gender-based violence. We equip them with skills, and also we empower them with knowledge about gender-based violence, how they can protect themselves, how they can respond. It is also important to move to a notch higher and also work with the larger community. Today, we were reaching out to our larger network. The reason why Kuimarisha project is so important to us is that because it's going to reach to the ground, to the people, women and men at grassroots level. Yawi has a network of about 15 CSOs that was represented, CSOs and self-help groups that were represented in our network today, and we have been able to share this information with them and how they are going to come on board and how they are going to benefit from the whole process and how they are going to support. And again, the beauty of this project, once it picks up, there's a lot of gender-based violence that has been happening because of COVID-19 and domestic violence. One, because of loss of income. The other thing is the social space, it has not been there. So we believe that when this project comes on board, issues of gender-based violence are going to reduce because people will be busy, they will be actually implementing or doing the work that they love and addressing their personal needs. So if it's people in agriculture, definitely they are going to be able to improve their production and be able to generate an income. If there are issues of security, we'll be able to work with people who are in the security profession to ensure that there is security within our country. Also, there is also security within our homes, and even the issues of children that are being abused. So, how do we help teachers? How do we help parents? How do we work with parents? We work together towards addressing the issues of teenage pregnancy, issues of violence against children. All that will be a comprehensive program for us. Containment measures as like stay at home and social distancing. We have realized there is a lot of domestic violence, and so currently what we are doing is that we are working with the networks, such as a group that we had mobilized today through our social media platforms and online Zoom meetings, whereby we share information on a program we call Elewa Haki, that is Know Your Right, and with that we share information on how they can protect themselves and understanding their rights, where to seek help, who to call during emergencies. We also work with hospitals like Nairobi Women's Hospital, the GBV Center, whereby we refer survivors of GBV for treatment. We also work with the police gender desk, where we help people or help survivors to go and report cases. And also the general hospital, we refer people and encourage people to report these cases. It has not been easy because of the relationship at home, because you find that the spouses sometimes they are all together, and so they fear that if I report this case, what will happen to me a day after, or what will happen to my child. But we are really sensitizing the people within this network to reach out to many people and to report as many cases as possible so that they can find help. There are challenges, especially in collecting data or getting proper information, because at times we send people to police stations. Sometimes they don't get there, but also getting the data from the police desk is becoming, and facilitate even with the minimum equipment or whatever the police desk require, so that they can have an update data that can be collected or shared with the crime research center on daily basis, so that even when you are looking at the data, you can say this is what has happened last week or a week ago, and with that we'll be able to know what the gender-based levels, violence levels, where they stand at any given time. The only challenge we have now is that we have to go to the ground. We have to collect a lot of information from various centers. There are cases of teenage pregnancy that are on rise, like what we have been seeing on the media. But some people are not objecting that the figures, but the fact remains that teenage pregnancies are on rise, and the problem with these teenage pregnancies is that most of these teenage pregnancies are by peer pressures. They are also by relatives, uncles, fathers, brothers, a lot of things that are happening within the family, because right now these teenage girls are with their relatives most of the times, and now the challenge is that these teenage girls, they are afraid to share the information, maybe because they were raped by a relative, and they don't want to share that information with anyone unless an outsider. Most of them, they are going for illegal abortions. They are going to procure abortions, and some of them are ending up in dying, and others are running away from home. And also the fear of that if they share it out with an outsider, they will be victimized. And that's why we are asking or requesting the government that we should have county gender rescue centers owned by the county government, so that these girls, when they realize they are pregnant, they can get a place where they can get psychosocial support, they can be counseled, they can be helped on maybe how to nurture their pregnancy until term, and how they can go back to school and continue with their education, and even how that child that will be born, how they can take care of that child.